Hello everyone, I am Kapila here, your English teacher, and today we'll take up the chapter How the Dog Found Himself a Master. This is the story long ago when the dogs were also as wild as the wolves. And in those days there was one dog who was unhappy about the way the life was for him. So he went in search of a master. Who were the animals that the dog met? And finally, who did he consider as his master? That's the story about. Now, let us read the chapter. Dogs were once their own masters and lived the way wolves do, in freedom, until a dog was born who was ill-pleased with this way of life. Ill-pleased is unhappy with this way of life. He was unhappy of wandering about. Wandering about is roaming here and there. He was sick and tired of wandering about by himself, looking for food and being frightened of those who were stronger than he. So why did the dog feel the need of a master? The dog felt the need of a master because he was unhappy of wandering about in search of food. He did not want to go every day and find food for himself. And then he was afraid also. He was frightened of the animals who were there who were stronger than him. So he thought that he should have a master for himself. He thought it over and decided that the best thing for him to do was to become the servant of one who was stronger than anyone on earth. And he set out to find such a master. So because he was not happy with the wandering and he was afraid of strong animals, he thought, let me find a master for myself. I'll have a master who will be stronger than anyone on the earth. Okay? He walked and he met a kinsman. Kinsman is a relative of his, a big wolf who was as strong as he was fierce, very ferocious, very savage, one who is very wild. So he met a big wolf who was a distant relative of the dog himself. Where are you going, dog? The wolf asked. I am looking for someone to take up service with. Would you like to be my master, wolf? So the wolf asked him where he was going, and he asked the wolf if he could be his master. I don't see why not, the wolf said. And this agreed upon. The two of them went on together. So the wolf said, why not? There's no reason that I should not be your master. And then they both agreed and they went on together. They moved on. They walked. And all of a sudden, the wolf lifted his nose. Sniffed. Sniffing is like the dogs, they sniff, with the nose they try to smell something. That he did. Darted quickly off. Darted is in a rush, he ran off the path and into the bushes and crept deeper into the forest. He ran into the bushes like an arrow dashes. Similarly, he also ran and he went deep inside the jungle. The dog was much surprised. What's come over you, master? He asked. What has frightened you so? Can't you see? There's a bear out there, and he might eat up both of us, you and me. So there was a bear. It's bear, children. It's not beer. It's bear. Okay? So that bear was there, and he told the dog that the bear could eat both of them, and that is the reason why he was frightened. Seeing that bear was stronger than the wolf, the dog decided to take up service with him. Because see, he had thought he would be making that animal as his master who will be the strongest on this earth. So he thought that I should leave the wolf and I should make the bear as my master. And he left the wolf and asked the bear to be his master. The bear agreed to this readily and said, let us go and find a herd of cows. A group of cows is called a herd. Okay? When there are so many cows, it's a collective noun. Like you have a bunch of keys. Many keys together, they become bunch. A bunch of grapes. Similarly, it is a herd of cattle or cows. I'll kill a cow and then we can both eat our fill. Eat our fill is to our content. We'll fill our stomach. So he told the dog, let us go and find a herd of cows. He would kill one cow and then they would eat a cow to their content. Till they would be satisfied. They walked on and soon saw a herd of cows. But just as they were about to come up to it, they were stopped by a terrible noise. The cows were mooing loudly. Mooing is in panic. They were all afraid and they were making sounds. Okay, that is the sound made by the cow when it is in panic. And running in a panic in all directions. They were running here and there. Something was wrong. That is why the cows were running in all directions and they were mooing. Mooing is the sound that is made by the cows. The bear looked out from behind a tree and then he too ran hastily deeper into the forest. Hastily is very quickly. He looked here and there, the bear, and then he must have seen something and then he also ran away very quickly and he hid himself deep in the forest. Now, why did I have to come here? Said he to the dog. It is the lion who rules the forest in these parts. The lion? Who's he? Don't you know? He's the strongest beast on the earth. So this was the conversation they both held. He told that I should have not come over here because this is the part that is ruled and the whole of the forest is ruled by the lion. I should have not come over here. It is lion, children. Okay? Lion. Not lion. It's lion. So please pronounce it correctly. So the whole of the forest was ruled by the lion, and that is the reason why he should have not gone there. And when the dog asked that who the lion was and why did he run, he also told the dog that he is supposed to be the strongest beast. Well then, I'll say goodbye to you, bear. I want a master who's stronger than anyone on earth. Okay, so this is what the dog said to the bear. He told the bear that he would say goodbye to him and he would make the lion as his master because he wanted somebody who was the strongest on this earth to be his master. Okay? And off the dog went to ask the lion to be his master. The lion agreed to it and the dog stayed with him and served him for a long, long time. It was a good life and he had nothing to complain of, for there was no stronger beast in the forest than the lion, and no one dared touch the dog or offend him in any way. Offend is displease him, right? So all the animals, they never ever did anything wrong to the dog, and the dog, he was really very happy, and the life was a very good life, and he served the lion for a long, long time. But one day the two of them were walking side by side along the path that ran amid bare cliffs. Bare cliffs are very small hills and they are all bare without any vegetation. So amid that cliff only there was a path, and on that path they were walking. When all of a sudden the lion stopped. He gave a great roar and struck the ground angrily with his paw with such force that a hole formed there. Then he began to back away very quietly. So he must have heard something, and in anger with his paw he hit there on the ground, and he even made a hole over there, and then he backed away from that path. What is it? Master, is anything wrong? Asked the dog, surprised. I smell a man coming this way, the lion said. We'd better run for it or we'll be in trouble. So because the lion retreated, he moved back. The dog asked what the reason was, and the lion told that it must be man and they would be in trouble if they would not go back. Oh well, then I'll say goodbye to you, Lion. I want a master who's stronger than anyone on earth. And off the dog went to join the man, and he stayed with him and served him faithfully. This happened long, long ago. But to this day, the dog is man's most loyal servant and knows no other master. So he found that man is the strongest on earth. Even the lion was afraid of the man. So that's the reason why he became the servant of man, and since then he has been serving mankind as the most faithful and the most loyal servants. Now let us do the question answers. The first question here is, why did the dog feel the need for a master? Now when we write answers, we can take the answer from the question itself, and the answers are to be written using past tense. Like here it is feel, so we'll write felt. The dog felt the need for a master because he was tired of wandering in search of food and was frightened of the animals who were stronger than him. Second question, who did he first choose as his master? Why did he leave that master? He first chose. In question it is choose, but you will write chose, C-H-O-S-E. He first chose the wolf as his master. He left the master because he was afraid of the bear. Next question, who did he choose next? Next, the dog chose the bear as his master. Why did he serve the lion for a long time? He served the lion for a long time because he had nothing to complain of. It was a good life with the lion. No animal would displease him in any way, and he was not frightened and satisfied. So he served the lion for a very long time. Who did he finally choose as his master and why? He finally chose man as his master because even the lion was afraid of the man, and he wanted the strongest beast on the earth to be his master. Now let us do fill in the blanks. The summary of the story is given here, and in the box you've got certain words. You have to fill in those words in the blanks given below. This is the story of a dog. A dog is given there. Similarly, you can take the other words also, and you want to see the filled one, you will find it here on the screen. Okay, if you want to do it on your own, you can do it on your own also, and the complete exercise is being displayed here, and you can see it from there also, the answers. Now let us move on to the next exercise. During the chapter explanation also, I told you that a group of things coming together, that is a collective noun. I gave you certain examples also. You have the examples here, you have the exercise here also. The collective nouns are given here in a box, and you have to fill in. So I am doing one or two for you, and then if you want you can copy it down. The solved one is here in the slide. The first one I am doing for you, a dash of ships, a fleet of ships. Okay, similarly you can copy down the rest of the answers, and I have already explained what it is. A group of nouns together, that is a collective noun. Ships, so many ships are there, then it is a fleet of ships. Similarly, so many flowers are there, it's a bouquet of flowers. Okay, the bouquet of flowers you would say, or a bunch of flowers also you can say. Now let us come to the next exercise. You have to make nouns. Okay, an honest man, Honest is the quality of the man. So a word that describes some quality or something about a noun, that is an adjective. And honesty, that is something, the quality that is there in that man. Okay, so you have to make noun. So honesty is a thing, it's something which is abstract, you cannot see, it's an abstract noun. Okay, so you are going to make nouns from the words that are given over here by adding ty or y. First is honest, honesty, and similarly kind, kindness. Then you have cruel, cruelty, and the others you can see from the slide. It is all solved here. You can pause the slide and then copy down the answers from there. Now here, this is a word puzzle that is given, word search is given over here, and this you are supposed to do on your own. This is your homework. It's just a game and you will be having lots of fun while you would do this. Now again, this exercise that is in the name of D. Read the following passage and do the exercises that follow. Then complete the family tree of dogs given on the facing page. This is a practice of reading comprehension. You all know, children, that in examination the question paper pattern has got an unseen passage. The first question is unseen passage only. So please consider this passage that is given over here as an unseen passage, and then try to answer all the questions that are given after it, that are following that passage. Then also, if you are not able to get the answers, you have the answers solved here on the slide. But I will suggest that first you put off the video or you pause the video, read the whole passage, try to answer the questions on your own, because this will be a practice for your comprehension. And then if your answers are wrong, if you're not getting it, you may check them from the slide. Answers are given here in the slide. Okay. And similarly, for the family tree of the dog also, you should do it on your own first, and then you should be checking it from the slide. So pause the video here only, and then you take your book and you try to find the answers on your own, match your answers whether they are right or not, and then you should be doing it in your copy. Now see, this was a story of times long ago. We may be meeting with one such story of olden days. Till then, you be happy.